Yeah, so Ty, of course, is a huge fan of the Rangers. I really wanted to talk to him about what happened today. So let's get underway with that, shall we? Let's recap the Hurricanes New York Rangers game.
Let's do it.
So, first and foremost, of course, Canes win 3-2. Regulation time. Starting goaltenders for the New York Rangers was Henrik Lundqvist, of all people. Surprising to me, honestly. I'm going to be honest there. And starting goaltender for the Carolina Hurricanes was my former boy and the man who they replaced with a Zamboni driver, Peter Mrazek. So, Tyler, go start.
So, I mean,
what you want.
I'm going to just start off by saying this flat out. Henrik Lundqvist was not at fault for any of those goals against the Rangers. I mean, he played unbelievable through all 60 minutes. I mean, most of them were tip shots. The first goal, Jesper Fast just literally died. I mean, quite literally. He just didn't know where he was on the ice and didn't cover his man. And honestly, it turned into a bad play, and Hank got scored on. But overall, I don't think you can blame the Rangers' goaltending at all. I think, honestly, with Shesterkin being out for whatever reason he was out for, Hank showed up in true form to what he always has been.
I think an interesting thing that we did bring up in our Facebook conversations was, as far as defense goes for this game, and I've said it in my prediction for this series, and I've said it for a while, Carolina will always be the better looking team as far as a defensive matchup goes. And even for today, not having Dougie Hamilton, not having Brett Pesce, still managed to hold down the Rangers to what was like how many shots? 26 shots on goal throughout the whole game. I think I don't want to blame Hank for any of it, and none of it's his fault. Like none of those goals he let in were his fault. But I think a big thing I noticed watching the Rangers play was what they were lacking in defense. They were trying to make an offense, but at the same time, Carolina's still able to hold them down. So they got a little more on the aggressive side, but they got aggressive too late in the game to really make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, first half of the game, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. The Rangers were terrible. They played probably some of the worst hockey they played, I mean, since probably January, about when Shesterkin took over. And I don't know if it was just the break that got to them or what, but, I mean, I was reading some of the interviews from Coach Quinn after the game, and he was not happy. And I think you and me talked about in our Facebook conversation with Brendan Lemieux being out, the Rangers really don't have an aggressor. So you got guys like Justin Williams, Aho, Svechnikov, Fogle, whoever it might be, just skating into your zone and just playing the puck, using all their skills, and no one's really trying to like go out there and put him down. Like, I mean, you got to hit the guy and get the puck and kind of set the tone, and no one on the Rangers kind of really stepping up and doing that. Brendan Smith tried to, and like a couple of the guys tried to, but no one really like got in there and kind of wreaked havoc the way that Brendan Lemieux could have.
Right, which is absurd because as I'm looking at the stat sheet, the Rangers had 40 hits in that game.
Yeah, they did actually.
40 hits in that
and
whole game.
They still couldn't slow them down. I mean,
no, and it's a testament to, I think people overlook the Carolina offense a lot. Like the younger guys, you look at like Justin Williams, and everyone knows about Justin Williams, 3-time Cup winner. Guys won the Conn Smythe Trophy with LA. Like, he's done it all, and he's good even now and as he's aging. But the younger guys that are on Carolina, you look at Teuvo Teravainen, you look at Andrei Svechnikov, you look at Sebastian Aho alone, you know that these guys are good. You need to find a way to neutralize them. The problem is that people overlook the fact that they can play two-way. And for someone like Sebastian Aho and Andrei Svechnikov, who I've seen the last 2 seasons just wipe the floor with goalies, are playing two-way defensively now, and I'm seeing that with a lot of other teams from their exhibition games. I saw that with the Leafs a couple days ago when they played Montreal. It's good that they're doing this. People like Pat Quinn has every reason to be, unhappy and upset with the team. Pat Quinn, not Pat Quinn. David Quinn. Ugh, Pat Quinn. Hi, Brian Burke, if you're listening. Please don't hurt me. David Quinn, thank you. He has every reason to be upset. But the fact of the matter is they need to find a solution to this problem.
Yeah.
Because Carolina is a team that will absolutely wipe the floor with the Rangers if they keep this up. Now, Brendan Lemieux's suspended for one more game, correct?
Yep, which don't get me started on.
Yeah. We'll see about that. The thing is with someone like Brendan, and granted, like Tony DeAngelo, he recorded, what was his stat sheet today? Nothing. Let's see.
He was pretty
2 shots on goal, 2 hits, 2 penalty minutes, and a block. So, not terrible. But for someone like Tony DeAngelo, who, granted, I think he does play a lot better when he's paired up with someone like Brendan Lemieux.
Yeah.
When he's put together with Brendan, it's like, yeah, you got your 2 enforcers right there.
Yeah.
Will that make a big difference when Brendan gets back from his suspension? I hope. But we'll see, because that's what makes these series interesting, especially because we only have 5 games.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Carolina is, and I got to give them all credit where credit's due, I always forget about the big acquisitions they made at the deadline, getting Joel Edmondson, getting Brady Shea,
Vincent Trocheck.
Trocheck. I'm missing another guy they got on defense.
What is it? It was Shea, Edmondson, Trocheck, and...
Oh, who was it? It was...
Was it Hayden Fleury?
Was it Gardner? No, Vatanen.
Vatanen, yeah, there we go.
That's what it was, yeah.
Oh.
Getting him, all 3 of those guys really kind of... I mean, they don't have a bad defenseman on the team.
Oh, no, not at all. Defensively speaking, for this, quarter, qualifying playoff thing, they are probably one of the top 3 defensive teams in this, round of 16.
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were the better team, especially for the first 30 minutes. Rangers weren't shooting. That was really kind of hurting them a lot. Even when they had chances to shoot, they'd always pick the pass. I don't know why they were doing that.
I think the thing I noticed in that game, and especially more over than the second and third period, was they would only take the opportunity to shoot if they were just around the crease. Otherwise, anywhere else from the blue line or from the point, they'd go try and make a pass and try to get through the Carolina defense. But the thing I noticed, and this is going back to what I was talking about with Sebastian Aho and guys like that playing two-way, is they're predicting every pass and making sure that they're covering that man properly.
Yeah,
so and multiple interceptions and multiple turnovers.
Yeah. And if I was the Rangers, I mean, the thing I was angering me so much watching this game because I'd see Tony DeAngelo open on the blue line. I'd see Mark Stahl. I'd see Jacob Trouba. I'd see all these guys who just have a mean shot. And with enough traffic, I mean, there could be a deflection, a tip, or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Just shoot it from the blue line. I mean, there's no harm in doing that. I think especially with DeAngelo, Stahl, Lindgren, Fox. Fox is a fantastic young player, and I think he had 1 or 2 shots today.
Yeah, all the things I've heard about Adam Fox, I've never spent time watching his highlights or anything, but seeing him in this game made me think a little more that okay, he is good. And I watched a few highlights after the Rangers game today. And New York has a lot of promising players on that team. They have a lot of great players on that team. They need to be utilized properly.
Yep.
Maybe they need another year to sort of grow.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Adam Fox, Zibby, Bushnevich, all these guys, and then you look at, of course, Kaapo Kakko. I think Kakko, kudos to him for being so positive and wanting to be in the playoffs. Really wanting that NHL playoff experience And he's sort of getting that now, but I think him and the rest of the team need another maybe year to get everything making a little more sense before they can do a real good playoff run.